It's one of my first ever days in California. The only other time I've been here was for like a 2.5, 3 day social media convention back in like 2015, and that was in LA. Currently in Mill Valley, which is near San Francisco. Didn't drive here, actually flew here because I'm staying temporarily because I know some people here. And this is the neighborhood. Apparently this is like a nice, quaint, fancy town that's kind of north of San Francisco. I was able to drive through San Francisco to get here, and I think I drove past the west part, and surprise, surprise, like many cities, there's some not so nice parts. It's like with like graffiti, things were run down. But this place is nice. Look at these giant trees. I mean, only in California do you have that right in the middle of a town here. And then there's a place over there. I have some groceries, which is why I'm here. And then I'm just going back. You might think, oh, this is really nice and easy, but definitely ran through some hurdles to get here and lots of anxiety. Nothing worth filming that much of, so I'll just tell you what happened. So basically, I was late to the airport. That's my fault. The TSA security line was crazy. Missed my flight. They rescheduled me for an hour and a half later, and I mean, not the worst deal. Flight was really shaky, but then I was like, there's no way it's gonna crash. Successfully got here, and since this is kind of like way up in north, kind of like not easily accessible, I had to book a bus to get here, the airporter. First time doing that, so I was nervous about, making it or finding it or getting lost. That was a success, actually. Met someone else who was waiting there for it. Then drove there, then took a Uber, actually a Lyft to where I'm staying. So wasn't too bad. But then I lost my luggage at the airporter, which I should have been more cautious about. I assumed the driver was going to remember and take it out of the bus. He did not. He just dropped me off. I called. I was able to meet up with him again, or at least the company again, and get the luggage sorted. So yeah, a bunch of random hurdles is what happened. And the end result was I succeeded. I'm here in California for the first time, and it is magnificent. Look at all these license plates that are all Californian. Like, I really feel like once I get my car out here, I'll be like the one lone wolf that doesn't have a California license plate. So it was a lot of nervousness in my head, while I was marveling at some of the cool parts. There were some really cool moments when I passed through San Francisco and passed over the water. That was just so beautiful. But at the same time, it also gave me anxiety because I was like, oh, am I going to get mugged? Am I going to get lost? Am I going to die? But I mean, then there were moments where I was like, I got this. I've done stuff like this before. But I don't know. It just definitely feels like I'm in a different country, even though I'm not. Because something about the architecture, the feel, the culture is just a little different. And so that'll take me at least a few days to get used to before my anxiety calms down. But I mean, it's been generally an all-around success. Okay, so what? I was a little late on the flight. Okay, lesson learned. I'll show up earlier. And, so what? I lost my luggage. Got my luggage back. So all these catastrophes in my head aren't really that big. And then the last part was just like me worrying again. I mean, my gosh, am I a worrier? But last bit was just me worrying again about like, oh, is this the place I will finally want to settle down, and then overthinking it. And to that, I tell you what I tell myself all the time, which is you don't have to find a perfect place. You know, any of these places is probably good enough, better than where you started. So don't deliberate too much or overthink what's the best place right now. Just enjoy the journey and you'll find it, or at least you'll make a good decision.